Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, good
In
afternoon.
Ukraine today, there was some news about the possible use of chemical weapons. What can you say about that?
Well, yesterday evening, we had a statement from Azov military regiment, which is now defending Mariupol. And that statement was about the possible use of unknown substance, as a result of which some of the fighters who were exposed to this, allegedly, according to that statement, have been feeling some symptoms which some experts could compare with similar symptoms that are usually caused by the use of chemical weapons. And of course, we understand that the use of chemical weapons by Russia has always been a threat, and it's been mentioned so many times by different intelligence services, including the US intelligence, UK intelligence. So that's why everybody took this with, very seriously. But nobody rushed to make any conclusions. And as it stands now, the Ministry of Defense is still investigating this issue, and there is no conclusive confirmation whether what was used in Mariupol yesterday evening, whether that was chemical weapons or not. We'll still have to wait till the final results of this investigation.
Cluster bombs and phosphorus and those kinds of illegal weapons. Has there been any solid evidence of that?
We have seen since the beginning of this aggression 48 days ago, we have seen some use and some evidence of both cluster bombs and phosphorus bombs. And what needs to be stressed again and again is that Russian armed forces, and this is evidenced by the barbarous results of their occupation, they have no regard for international humanitarian law. They have no regard for civilian lives. We continue to uncover new evidences of their barbarities on a daily basis. And just today, you might have heard that when President Zelensky was addressing the Parliament of Latvia, he said that the Ukrainian side has now established the identity of a Russian paratrooper from the city of Pskov in Russia, who was in fact raping a newborn baby. I mean, it's even difficult to, like, my mouth barely turns to pronounce this. It's so unthinkable, but people capable of such kind of atrocities will not stop at using any kind of weapons. So, and this is why the world is alarmed, and this is why when information comes through about the possible use of chemical weapons, the whole world reacts.
Yeah. Two more quick things. The fighting situation right now. What can you tell us about how the fighting is unfolding?
During the last couple of days, we have seen some missile attacks on one of the major Ukrainian cities, Dnipro. The airport of that city was destroyed by the missile attacks. We have also seen the movement of Russian troops to the east. We are continuing to see the ongoing offensive on Mariupol, and the city is an absolute tragedy for all of us because the city is totally blocked, encircled. The city has no food. We've said this before, and we have to continue to repeat this. There are the number of casualties in the cities, again, according to official estimates, and these are very moderate estimates. It's in the tens of thousands of people. Mobile crematoriums are being used by Russians to destroy the bodies of the victims of their war crimes, and this will make it even more difficult to establish in the end the total number of victims. But the situation is absolutely tragic, and Ukrainian armed forces are continuing to hold on in Mariupol, and the Ukrainian government continues to repeat that Ukraine needs to be armed. We have to keep repeating this. Arm Ukraine now, because every day it takes away lives of civilians, takes away lives of innocent people. So from that perspective, and of course, everybody now is talking about the forthcoming battle for Donbass, and this will very likely be a very bloody battle, and this is why Ukrainian armed forces are preparing to protect Donbass region very seriously now.
Yuriy, the very last thing I'll ask you right now is, as you look at where you are, and I guess the bulk of the rest of Ukrainians that aren't in the eastern and southern areas of the country, how safe are you from Russian attacks? Do you believe that the Russians have abandoned any attempts to attack other parts of the country? And are they just focused on the east and the south, or is this still open?
Well, JJ, if you look at the map, which is updated daily, a couple of times a day, the map of air raid sirens across Ukraine, you will see that the situation is barely changed. I mean, every city, every region of Ukraine has air raid sirens on a daily basis. So from that perspective, judging by the number of these air raid sirens, of course, it is too soon, too early to conclude that any part of Ukraine is safe, and that there is a part of Ukraine which cannot be attacked. But the Ukrainian armed forces are doing their best to ensure that the area of safety grows and the enemy is driven out.
Well, Yuriy, thank you. And please stay safe. Thank you for always being available to update us on this very dangerous and troubling situation. And we'll stay in touch with you.
Thank you, JJ. Let's stay in touch.